There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Me Live. We are on our part 2 of our event with Rizal Technological University in cooperation with RTU Cooperative Education Center. So today we'll be joined by speakers from Makati Medical Center, Inspiro, and Transcom. So before we start, may we invite everyone to join us for the prayer followed by the national anthem.
bayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagkikinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhabit pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you for that. So to everyone who is here, welcome, welcome, welcome. So to officially start our session for this afternoon, may we invite Assistant Professor Christian Paul Pagal, a registered psychometrician. At present, he is the program chair of the Department of Psychology. He is also concurrently designated as head of research and evaluation unit of the RTU Guidance and Counseling Services Center. So joining us this afternoon, Sir Christian Pagal. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we'll put you on spotlight.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Shari. Good afternoon po sa lahat. At dahil ngayon ay huling araw na ng buwan ng wika, hayaan ninyo akong ihatid ang pambungad na pananalita sa wikang Filipino. Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat, kasama natin sa virtual na palatuntunang ito ang mga estudyante at mga school officials mula sa RTU. Una sa ating masigasig na direktor na ang Cooperative Education kay Engineer Armando Matias at kanyang mga staff, mga coordinators, mga kasabing faculty at higit sa lahat sa mga mag-aaral na sentro ng programang ito. Salamat din po sa jobs180.com na katuwang natin para sa programang ito at sa kanilang mga naimbitihan na magagaling na mga speakers upang magbahagi ng mga kapanapanabik na paksa na tiyak ay magiging kagamit-gamit sa ating lahat sa mga darating na panahon. Layo ng mga programa ng cooperative education ng Rizal Technological University na ihanda at kargahan ng mga kinakailangang skills sa mga mag-aaral bago pumasok sa mundo ng pagtatrabaho. Bagamat limitado dahil na nga rin sa restriksyon ng pandemya, sinusubukan pa din nating maitawid ito sa pamamagitan ng ilang mga inisyatibo at mga programa na katulad nito. Napakahalaga ng mga paksang tatalakayin sa hapong ito dahil ito ay umiikot sa mga kinakailangan ninyo mga soft skills upang makasabay sa hamon ng mabilis na paggalaw ng demand sa industriya. Ngayon, tayo ay nasa ika-4 na yugto ng Industrial Revolution. Ito ay panahon ng mabilis na paglawak ng abot ng teknolohiya at pagsakop nito sa mga buhay natin, pati na sa libangan at maging sa pagtatrabaho. Tayo ngayon ay nasa isang digital Silk Road kung saan ang modernong teknolohiya ay nakasakay sa mabilis na paglago ng science at technology, lalo na sa artificial intelligence. Kaya naman lubang in demand ngayon yung mga hard skills katulad ng may kinalaman sa IT, engineering, mga data science. Higit sa hangad natin na linangin itong mga nabanggit na hard skills katulad ng husay sa pagsasalita ng English, galing sa math, paggamit ng computers, pagmamanipula ng mga digital softwares, mahalaga rin na mabigyang pansin ng mga soft skills. Katulad na lang ng pag-aangkop ng isip at emosyon, pakikitungo ng mabisa sa mga kasama, mga katrabaho, pamamahala ng pananalapi, at iba pang mga intrapersonal at interpersonal na mga kakayahan. Ang pagtatagumpay sa inyong professional career ay hindi lang nakasalalay sa galing ninyo doon sa area ng technical skills na hihingi ng inyong magiging trabaho. Mahalagang salik din ang ang kalusugang pangkaisipan or mental health, motivation, productivity, pati na financial well-being para lubos ninyong maramdaman yung ginhawa at kasiyahan sa pagtatrabaho. Sana sa hapong ito marami kayong matutunan at uli malugod namin kayong ah, pinasasalamatan sa inyong pagdalo sa ating programa.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Christian. Thank you, thank you. Um, Nahirapan po ako sa Tagalog. Pero sir, na-appreciate ko po yung effort to do it in Filipino. Sana kasama po yan sa to-do list ko na ma-improve yung Filipino ko. Ayan. So, for this afternoon, we thank everyone who is joining us. So, keep doing what you're doing. So, put in your name and course in our comment section just so we know what courses and ano yung mix ng audience natin ngayong hapon. So, to everyone who is here, please tag your friends. Please make sure that they don't miss out on this event because attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. So, please tag nyo sila para hindi nila malampasan yung webinar natin. So here is our schedule for this afternoon. We will be doing mental health checks to be presented by Makati Medical Center, motivation and productivity to be presented by Inspiro Relaya, and the importance of savings and guide to financial freedom to be presented by Transcom. So thank you to everyone who is here and who is on time. So we encourage everyone to put in your questions. Habang nag-speak yung speaker natin, pwede na kayo maglagay ng questions and then we will address it to them after their presentation. So for this afternoon, our first speaker is Ms. Norielle A. Calupig, MAN-RN. She will be discussing mental health checks. Currently, nurse manager of the Neuropsychiatry Unit, High-Risk Nursing Unit of Makati Medical Center. Ms. Norielle is a graduate of Bachelor's of Arts in Nursing from the Remedios Trinidad Romualdez Memorial School, College of Nursing. Her clinical expertise revolves around the care and management of high-risk patients, specifically those individuals with psychiatric conditions. Currently, she leads as the nurse manager of the Neuropsychiatry Unit under the Nursing and Patient Care Services of the Makati Medical Center. Ms. Norielle? Hi, ma'am. You have na
Hello.
po. We have you on our stream na po. Ayan. So everything looks okay. So your deck is up and we see you, we hear you, everything loud and clear. So I leave you to it, ma'am, and I'll be back for the Q&A after your presentation. Mr. Riel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Shari. Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to our lecture entitled Mental Health Check. So, before we start the lecture proper, I would like to introduce our company. We will present you a short video presentation and hopefully you will be part of our Makati Medical Center.
This is the healthy normal.
Miss Noriel, na wala po yung sound.
Oops.
Can we play again? Ayan, okay.
Our children get proper and timely care. Our patients receive safe and finest treatments. We are confident to go to checkups without worries or fear. We experience service that's from the heart. In Makati Medical Center, our patient safety is our top priority. Now is time to take care of our health more than ever. No fear, no worries, because we are always safe at Makati Med.
Hi guys, welcome back. So flash in our virtual is our QR. So you can submit your resume or your CV curriculum vitae through our website in Makati Medical Center. So the topic that we'll be discussing today is about mental health check. And our objectives for today is number one is to discuss the mental health concepts. Number two is the factors that affecting mental health. And third one is the signs of mental illness to watch out for. Next, mental health is a human right of every Filipino and even well-being. Mental health is a well-being status that enables the people to cope with different stressful situations or life. And number two is to attributes, okay, to identify your skills. And number three is to contribute to the community. Mental health is everyone's human rights. So this one is the crucial components of every individual that facing how to acquire a good mental health through the personal, community, and socio-economic development. So mental illness is the absence of mental disorders. So meaning kung ang isang tao nagkaroon ng problema sa isang kamalayan, makiging problema ito sa isipan ng bawat individual. So bawat individual is unique. So ang iniisip ng iba, ang kinikilos ng iba ay maaaring iba din po sa mga kinikilos ng mga ibang tao. And then mental health conditions, ito yung maiintindihan natin kung ang mga persons na nakaka-encounter ng mental health conditions ay may mga inequality or merong mga regulations na hindi normal sa utak natin. So number one, ang nagiging means na mga gantong conditions or imbalances sa brain natin is because of some of the distress na nangyayari or stress na nangyayari sa buhay. Pangalawa is yung mga risk na may pagkakataon na sinasaktan nila ang mga sarili or merong risk of self-harm. And yun, meron din tayong ma-identify na mga impaired din sa mga physical functioning or maybe sa trabaho or sa pag-aaral. So we have determinants of mental illness or mental health. So ang determinants natin, meron tayong mga different factors. So number one is risk factors according to the individual level. Number two is the socio-economic level. And the third one is the other factors. So kung mapapansin nyo sa mental health illness natin, madalas ang sinasabi ng mga scientific explanations na ang mental illness is genetically linked. So ibig sabihin, merong mga mother na natatransfer sa child ang mga ganitong sakit na mga mental disorders. Mapapansin din natin na kung may mga genetic factors, 5 times na ang chances na maaring magkaroon din ng mental disorder ang bata. So pagdating naman sa risk factors with individual level according to sa psychosocial factors, number one is yung abuse. So maybe emotionally, psychologically, or physically, or sexually. Number two is the loss of support system. And number three is yung number three is being abused, being stressed, not able to cope up with sentinel events or life events. And then also, ito rin yung mga stress na napapagdaanan nila in the long time na hindi nare-resolve yung kanilang mga stressful situation. And then according to the risk factors, individual level naman, in accordance to the behavioral factors, dito naman papasok yung mga healthy habits natin. Okay? Kasi ang mga healthy habits na ginagawa natin, like yung mga proper exercise, good support system, a good diet, it's also contributing to increase or boost your self-esteem. However, there are some people na may mga bad habits pa rin silang ginagawa as part of their coping. Like yung nagtitake sila ng mga alcohol to increase their yung self-esteem and ma-relieve yung kanilang mga anxiety. And then for the social economic factors, like the economic factors, so diyan papasok yung mga unemployment, okay? Na mga tao na minsan nakakaranas ng mga discriminations in terms of unemployment. And then another one, socio-economic factors, dito social factors, ito yung mga fragmented na mga, ang tawag dito, mas non-supportive to the families. May mga dysfunctional family functions, may mga kulang sa mga support system, not able to identify kung sino yung mga proper or mga taong dapat sumuporta. And then, poor din yung housing, kasama din dyan, and then inadequate yung mga health insurance, health support, and then ito yung mga racial and sexual discriminations. And also for the other factors, included na dito yung mga inequality. So yung mga racial discriminations, yung mga limited access sa mga mental health services. And then we have also other factors, yung mga discrimination natin sa mga LGBT community na nakakaranas ng mga iba't ibang mga klase ng abuse, ma-physical, ma-neglect, okay, maging emotional, psychologically, and then nagiging determinants din siya para push through para mag-increase yung kanilang anxiety, bumaba yung self-esteem nila, at minsan nakakaroon ng mga abuse na incidents dahil nga sa mga emotional na feeling ng discrimination among the LGBT community. And then other factors also, yung ating mga regarding din sa mga war, okay, ito yung mga refugee na mga war, lalo na yung mga bata na lumaki sa mga environment na magulo, maingay. So, hindi rin magandang contributions to para magkaroon ng mental health sa isang bata. And then also other factors, yan nga, unemployment. So, other employment that shows correlations to the highest level of depressions for those people na unemployed for a long time ago. And then mental illness, signs that must be ignored. So, hindi dapat natin siya binabaliwala. So, you have to be aware kung ano po yung nangyayari sa mga sarili natin, kung ano yung mga inequalities, mga hindi balanse. Okay. So, papasok dyan, number one, yung feeling na loneliness ka, depressed ka for long time ago. So, madalas akala mo pagod ka lang, pero minsan dumadaan ng pagkakataon na almost 2 weeks na napaulit-ulit na ganito yung mga depressions mo, yung loss of desire mong gawin yung mga bagay na ginagawa mo. So ito yung mga una yung babantayan. And then second one is you always remember yung mga mood swing, napapansin ba natin siya? Okay? Kung ang isa bang tao nakakaramdam ng pabago-bagong emosyon, na maaaring maging masaya, malungkot, excited, na in the same day din siya nangyayari, na hindi mo alam kung ano yung mga rason. So, pangalawa, i-consider din sa mga babae na yung mga menstrual period is maaaring din contribution din sa mood swing. So, kailangan din i-rule out din natin kung ang isa bang nakakaranas dito, irregular ba ang menstruations. So, kailangan i-checkpoint din natin siya. And then other one is yun, ang control natin yung mga anxiety or worrying, yung mga paulit-ulit, may mga bagay tayo na dapat mag-worry, pero at the end of the day, hindi pa rin siya nare-resolve, tapos lalo pa siyang nagiging frightened, nagiging stress, lalong nagugulat. So ito ang kailangan ng pagtuunan ng pansin. Meron din tayo mga symptoms na napapansin, yung mga overwhelming na mga feeling, okay, na minsan lumalayo tayo, nagwi-withdraw tayo sa mga tao. So, yung mga dating mga bagay na ginagawa mo before, na dati uma-attend ka ng mga events, ng mga occasions, pero at the latter part, bigla na lang nag-change, nawalan ka agad ng mood, nag-a-avoid ka ng people, hindi ka na lumalabas ng bahay. So there is something wrong with this person. And also, we have also to consider yung mga hallucinations. Okay? So remember, meron tayong tinatawag na illusions and hallucinations. So baka kasi ma-interchange nyo yun. So pag sinabing illusions, meron kang stimuli. Ibig sabihin, may nakikita kang item. Kasi baka akala ng mga bata, ang yung illusion is hallucinations na. Pag hallucination, wala tong stimuli. So yung hallucinations, pwedeng nag-i-involve to ng mga kakaibang naaamoy, nakikita, napapakiramdaman. So ito yung maging imbalance din to na nakikita sa mga tao. And then watch out din kayo sa mga tao na too much ang sleep or kulang sa tulog. So pag kulang sa tulog, ibig sabihin yan insomnia. Number 2 naman, yung hypersomnia naman to, yung sobra naman sa tulog. So hindi rin balance yung mental health mo dito. So kino-consider din itong determinants para magkaroon ng mental illness. And then, kasama din sa determinants ng mental health illness yung alcohol and drug abuse. Okay? So may mga tao tayo napapansin na akala nila is mawawala lang to sa isang medications. So madalas ang ginagawa ng ibang tao pag nakakaramdam ng hindi makatulog is nagse-self-medicate. So itong dapat iiwasan nyo na magse-self-medicate kayo. You have to consult professional help kung matagal-tagal nang nahihirapan kayong matulog or may mga feeling kayo ng anxiety na hindi nare-resolve. And then, next one is always remember nga, ito yung pinaka-safety net na mapapansin sa mga nakaka-experience ng mental disorders. Ito yung mga nakakaramdam na gustong saktan ng sarili nila. Okay? Madalas sa mga background ng mga taong ito na gustong saktan ng sarili nila, ito yung mga taong nakakaranas ng mga pang-aabuso. Okay? Hindi lang sa pang-aabuso, kasama din po dyan yung mga neglect na naiiwan sa bahay, hindi napapakain ng maayos, hindi nabibigyan ng tamang health. Okay? Mga trauma, lalo na yung mga children, yung mga traumatic experience, mga experience from the yaya na hindi natin alam kung paano nagpabalit-palit ng mga nag-aalaga. So minsan may mga unpleasant experience din yung mga bata. And then kasama din dito sa cause ng pag-self-harm ng mga people is also yung mga major loss, yung mga close na loved ones na biglang nawala, na very close sa kanila, so wala silang pagkakapitan. Next one is yung meron tayong tinatawag na 6 key steps to mental health. So kung meron kang 6 na to, mapoprotektahan mo yung mental illness disorders. So kailangan number 1, meron kang social communication or connections. So ano bang mga example ng social connections? Ito yung mga social media, yan sa Facebook, okay? Yung communication nyo with your family, your friends. So dapat constant yun, tsaka consistent. Pangalawa is staying active. Ibig sabihin, most of the time, meron kang schedule of activities. May mga nagsasabi nga na kung ang isang tao nga ay mayroong magandang daily routines, it will help you na makakope up sa any stress na dumating sa'yo. Kasi merong sinusunod na yung body clock mo na susundin mo sa araw-araw. And then, number 3 is yung managing stress. So, lahat naman ng mga tao nakakaranas ng iba't ibang stress. Kailangan lang mag-iba lang tayo ng mga mentalidad kung paano natin sila i-resolve. May mga bagay tayo na mga problema na hindi dapat lampasan at lahat natin to dinadaanan. Basta lagi niyong tatandaan na laging meron kayong support system na pwedeng yung mahingahan, yung para bang makakausap lang na walang judgmental, nakikinig ka lang para lang paluwag lang ng mga pakiramdam mo, lalo kung sobrang problematic ka noong time na to. And then consider also yung mental health din na contributors din is yung maganda yung brain healthy diet mo, okay? And then also consider yung quality sleep mo. So mayroon kang 6 to 8 hours ng complete sleep, okay? Walang dapat interrupted sleep to, okay? So kailangan mabantayan nyo rin yung quality sleep nyo. And then the last one is the very important one is yung maramdaman nyo na meron po kayong meaning, meron po kayong purpose at meron din pong umaasa sa inyo na kailangan kayo. So ito ang mga 6 na ways natin na matatandaan natin para makatulong tayo sa magandang mental health. Okay. So remember, Kung ang isang tao, nabanggit ko sa inyo na mga nakakaranas ng mga iba't ibang mga symptoms ng mga mental disorders, it is better to talk to professional help. Okay? So that you will be diagnosed properly, you will be treated properly, and you will take necessary therapy na kailangan ninyo. Just remember, your mental health is a priority, and your happiness is essential, and self-care is necessary. So ito yung tatlong components na lagi niyong tatandaan, na na hindi kayo makakapagbigay ng love and care to somebody kung sarili ninyo hindi niyo na ibibigay ng buo. Meron nga nagsasabi na kung bigay ka ng bigay, mauubos ka. So kailangan meron ka ng reserba para sa sarili mo. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Ms. Norielle. So to our audience, we are now opening the floor for questions. So habang nag-iisip kayo ng tanong nyo, mauuna na ako, no? Ma'am, can we ask this question to you po? Sa
Yes,
Makati Med po ba, kunyari, meron pong na-diagnose or meron pong employee na may mental issues, eligible po ba sila for anong klaseng benefits? Like, for example, HMO coverage, or ano pa po yung mga pwede nilang benefits na pwedeng i-reach out sa case po ng Makati Med?
Sa case ng Makati Med, actually, our institution are preferred supporting the Mental Health Act. So meaning, our institution also created a policy and support group wherein if an employee experience such imbalances, I call them imbalances kasi until now, meron pa rin kasing stigma. So meron kaming tinatawag na support system. So meron po kaming dadaan po siya sa employee health clinic, and then the employee health clinic will be the one to interlage or to connect, to collaborate with our specialty center, which is the psychiatry services. So yung psychiatry services namin, meron kami sa Facebook na Bayanihan Act. So meaning, yung aming section of psychiatry is continuously spreading the news, spreading the self-awareness on mental health, and spreading the concepts on how to support some people with this kind of imbalances. And also, our section also designed wherein we are not only supporting the individuals but also a group. Kasi may mga experiences din tayo na hindi lang individual yung nakakaramdam ng mga imbalances. Even sa isang support group or sa isang grupo, sa isang department, we have 5 na mayroong problem na kailangang i-sit down with the psychiatrist. So, they are willing to help with no extra, just only services. And then, dahil nga sa pandemic, so we do this as virtually. So, every hour, meron naka-assign na mga psychiatrists na virtually, magbibigay sila ng Zoom link, and then they are the one facilitating their therapy kung needed. And also, in the side of the nursing, sa nursing side naman po, meron po naman ang aming institutions na nagbigay ng mga training like yung psychological first aid, wherein our managers are equipped or trained on how to handle such situations na imbalances kung halimbawa nagkaroon ng pangyayari sa isang clinical area. So ang first thing talaga nakakausap sa isang staff is yung manager. So i-handle niya siya. And then after handling the situations, and then that's the time na kailangan i-work with the employees health clinic. Pero first hand information madalas yung manager. Yun lang po,
Thank you
ma'am.
for
Ma'am Shar.
providing that information, ma'am. Ayan. Ma'am, dumating na po yung mga questions ng audience natin. Medyo madami lang po. So, we hope you have time to accommodate the questions po. From
Yes, ma'am.
Alex Sanchez, ma'am, meron po bang free na counseling sa Makati Medical Center? Or if wala po, saan po kaya meron na free?
Free. I do not know if sa RTU ba, meron po kayong, anong tawag dito, program for students. So, kung kayo po pansamantalang nasa school pa po kayo sa RTU, I suggest na siguro manggaling muna siya sa school. So hindi ko sure kung anong program ready po yung school, kung meron po kayong counseling kasi as far as I remember, nung before na yung nursing student kami, meron kaming counseling office wherein free talaga siya. And then,
For
meron
student.
nagpa-facilitate, yeah, for student, and then kina-counsel. Tapos saka din nila collaborate sa other services kung needed. Pero sa part namin is more on services. Pero kung kailangan na siya ng treatment, kailangan na siya ng proper diagnosis, hindi talaga siya kasama sa ano natin eh. Hindi siya kasama sa ano natin sa free services.
Okay, thank you for that po, ma'am. Ayan. So, eto po, ma'am, I just googled a couple of free services for the hindi ko na po masyadong ni-research kung ano po yung entail ng free nila. Pero meron po
Mhm.
sa National Center of Mental Health sa Mandaluyong po 'yan. Meron din po sa PGH. Ayan.
Mhm.
Ateneo and UP Diliman Psychosocial Services. Ayan. For ano lang po, for students po. Ayan. So, next up, we
Ay, Ma'am
have
Shari,
Colleen
additional lang, Ma'am Shari.
Junza. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am Shari,
Yes,
sa
ma'am.
part naman din po ng ano namin, bukod po sa mga clinics namin, yung mga nursing educators din namin, sila din po yung nag-guide din po sa mga staff na kung kailangan ng guidance in terms of counseling.
Ayan. Thank you po dyan, ma'am. Ayan. Next question from Colleen Izunza. Hi po, do aspiring medical doctors in the Philippines, can they still get their license if may mental illness history po sila? Would you know, ma'am?
As far as ang alam ko kasi in terms of the Mental Health Act, hindi tayo nagbibigay ng ng discrimination. Na meaning kung ikaw ay may peklat ka, hindi ka pwedeng maging medical. As long as functional ka, tama yung cognitive skills mo and knowledge, at saka dumadaan naman siya sa mga screening. So makikita pa rin yung kung functional. As long as naandun yung components ng isang tao na pwede ka mag-function, pwede ka mag-contribute sa community, at meron kang sound mind. So pwede.
Ayan.
Pwede. As long as
Ayan.
functional.
Hope that answers your question, Colleen. From Christian Del Rosario, pwede po ba or safe po bang mag-take ng melatonin na gummy or candy kung may insomnia or hindi makatulog?
First question muna is how long yung insomnia. Second one is, meron bang other factors na nagko-contribute bakit ka nagkakaroon ng insomnia? So, yun ang gusto kong malaman. Pero yung pangatlong melatonin, kung nagtitake ka nun, it's better pa rin na mag-consult ka ng professional help. Kasi baka hindi natin alam, baka hindi lang yung insomnia yung problem mo.
Kailangan mahanap po
Sana
natin yung
nasagot
root. Yung kailangan makita po yung
Oo.
root ko. Ayan. So, pasensya na po
natin
sa
yung root.
pasensya na po sa webinar na to. Bawal po kaming mag-prescribe ng gamot or anything kasi hindi po kami licensed doctors. Ayan.
Yes, di ba
Next
Sige. Nabanggit ko sa yan sa slides na hindi tayo
Opo.
pwedeng mag-self-medicate.
Opo. Ayan. From Mandy Mahinay Casten, what is the right way to speak with someone or help someone who is dealing with mental health problems like depression or anxiety without causing a negative impact? Siguro ma'am nagtatanong siya, paano ko ba sasabihin sa taong ito na napapansin ko po ay may mental health imbalances, for example, nang hindi ko siya na-offend? Siguro po yun yung tanong.
So first question muna, ano yung relationship niya doon sa napapansin mo? Kasi importante yung yung trusting relationship kasi yun ang pinaka initial steps para ka makapasok doon sa place ng person. Second one, kung halimbawang ikaw ay manager and then yung employee mo napapansin mo na nagiging poor yung performance niya, it's because of may mga certain observations ka na symptoms na kailangan mong i-address, maybe that's the one pwedeng gawin ng manager yon. Pangatlo is kailangan meron ka pa ring verbal consent for this particular person na willing siya na makipag-usap sa'yo and then magbigay ng inputs, yun ang based dun sa insights ko. Para ma-respect mo yung boundaries niya, yung personal space niya. Kasi particular yung mga persons na may mga mental disorder. Very ano sila, very sensitive sila sa personal spaces.
Ayan, thank you po dyan, ma'am. Ma'am, nagbibilis lang po ako ng questions. Ano po? From Antonio Padua Pangilinan, why do you think most people don't give importance to mental health and even chose to ignore it? Bakit po ba hindi natin to binibigyang importance? Ganun.
Maybe number one, yung education. How far they know about mental health. Number two is yung feeling nila, okay? Kung halimbawang magsabi sila ng ganitong problema, anong sasabihin ng iba, yung stigma. So, andun pa rin yung stigma.
Ayan. Ito na lang po, ma'am. Last na lang po ito. What do we do when someone tells you that they attempted self-harm or even suicide? Ano po ang pinaka-number or pinaka-madali or ang unang dapat gawin if someone sinabi niyo po or dinisclose niya po itong sensitive issue na ito?
So, in terms of disclosure of that particular incidents, it connotes safety. So, it's better na sabihin sa family with precautions. And then third one, dun mo sasabihin yung support all the way from the start until the end hanggang sa treatment niya na naandun ka. Para maramdaman niya na hindi lang ikaw nagmarites. You just support dahil gusto mo lang iparamdam na nagmamalasakit ka kaya mo nagawa siya. So, kailangan lang, ang tawag dito, maging careful ka lang dyan kasi watch out kasi yan eh. Hindi mo alam kung anong pwedeng mangyari.
Ayan, thank you po, ma'am. So, to our audience, thank you for sharing your questions. And I would also like to show this. This one is sent from one of our audience. The RTU, Rizal Technological University Peer Facilitators, pwede po silang mag-assist for online counseling sa guidance office. Ayan po, may page po, RTU Peers daw po ang tawag. Ayan. So, ma'am, salamat po for bringing out itong mga concerns na to. Salamat at nailabas natin, no? Para maraming makaalam at maraming reach out for help if ever they would need it. So, ma'am, on behalf of our team and also on behalf of the RTU Cooperative Education Office, thank you so much po. And marami pong universities po yung susunod and we hope that we can invite you in those university talks as well.
No problem, Miss Shari. Thank you, Miss Shari.
Thank you so much.
You.
So, to our audience, apologies, hindi po namin masagot lahat ng question ninyo. Pero again, if meron po kayong concerns at gusto nyo pong may makausap, pwede po kayong lumapit sa RTU Peers na page. The RTU Guidance Office offering online counseling. Ayan, para po may professional po na makatulong sa inyo. Ayan. So, our next topic, connected pa rin. Ayan. Pero this time, mas malapit na siya sa motivation and productivity. Ayan. So this topic will be presented by Ms. Jhoyce Sanalila, Candidate Engagement Specialist of Inspiro. Ms. Jhoyce has been in the industry for 5 years now and has started in the ranks. She has once worked for a multinational financing company and was promoted to level 2, assisting other agents after being an agent for 6 months. She is a hard worker and she always strives for perfection. That is why she has been in the top 5 candidate engagement specialists for 1.5 years. She is currently one of our lead recruiters in candidate engagement. Ms. Jhoyce?
Hi, Ms. Shari. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
everyone.
Ma'am, can we test your deck for this for this topic po? Ayan. So, ayan. Ma'am, may narinig lang akong static. Ayan.
Ay, sorry. Wait
Careful lang po sa baka nagagalaw yung jack. Ayan. Pa-full screen lang po ako, ma'am. Ayan. So to our audience, again, habang nagpe-present si Miss Joyce, pwede na kayo maglagay ng questions nyo, tapos address natin after her talk. Miss Joyce, naka-full screen na po kayo.
Yes po. Naka
Naka-ano siya ma'am sa akin, slides
ay,
view.
wait lang po.
Baka po ibang ano yung baka ibang window po ang naka-share.
Hala. Naka full screen na po siya sa laptop ko. Sa inyo po.
Let's reshare again, ma'am. Ulit na
Okay.
lang po natin yung share. Ayan. So for this afternoon, ma'am, we have 1,600 students watching live from RTU. So expecting that we have a lot of questions after your talk. Ayan, ma'am, I can see it full screen na po. Ayan. Okay na,
Thank you po,
ma'am.
Miss
So,
Shari.
ma'am, I leave it to it and I'll be back to Q&A. Thank you, Ms. Joyce.
Thank you po. All right. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. So, my name is Joyce. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. So, firstly, I would like to thank Jobs 180, of course, and you guys, Rizal Technological University, for inviting me today. So, for our discussion, this will be about motivation and productivity. So, when things get rough, many people turn to a motivational quote for a bit of inspiration. No, it's either know your worth, then add tax, or make yourself proud, for example. So, some of these quotes or sayings have become celebrated parts of society's vocabulary. But out of all the things, and of course, that people famous, influential, and otherwise have to say what makes some turns of phrase so powerful that they become mantras for generations, right? So for people open to their message, well structured messages that use strong imagery and appeal to our aspirational nature. Sorry about there. Can be meaningful and powerful in changing our thinking and helping us see something in ourselves that we want to change our outcome. So that's one of the main reasons that these quotes or sayings are passed on for generations. So why is it important to understand motivation? Why do we care about what people want and why they want it? How about because it can improve our lives? Motivation is the driving force that gets you to your goals and dreams. Without motivation, it would be very challenging, to change or accomplish much of anything, right? Understanding motivation gives us many valuable insights into human nature. It explains why we set goals, strive for achievement and power, why we have desires for psychological intimacy and biological sex, why we experience emotions like fear, anger, and compassion. So, you need to provide you with goals to work towards, helps you solve problems, help you change old habits, and helps you cope with challenges and opportunities. So, for getting motivated, finding ways to increase motivation is crucial because it allows us to change behavior, develop competencies, be creative, set goals, grow interest, make plans, develop talents, and boost engagement. There are many health benefits of increased motivation. Motivation as a psychological state is linked to our physiology. When our motivation is depleted, our functioning and well-being actually suffer. So most people struggle with motivation, but it is even more challenging if you have mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. So here are some tips. You know, First, set yourself one specific or achievable goal. Think about how to include that goal in your life. What you need to do, make it happen, and then put a time frame on it. Break your goal into a small, easy task and set regular reminders. Use your family and friends as support. Tell them about your goals and encourage them to help keep you motivated. How self motivated can increase the productivity. So when your productivity is good, you actually tend to get higher respect and higher recognition in your organization. So there are multiple reasons you can increase your productivity. One of the key components among them is self motivation. So there is so much of work around you that is difficult to always be energetic and motivated. So you can try few tricks and which you can remain self motivated. So here are some. Goal setting for yourself. So you can set goal goals rather for yourself. These goals can be for short term or long term. So you need to be careful while setting goals for yourself since they can motivate or demotivate you. It's better to set goals which are small, yet they have importance in your career. If you can reach the goals you defined, you can get motivated and can also be, of course, highly productive. Next is work hard irrespective of the result. So you need to work hard if you wish to achieve anything in your life. There is no alternative to hard work. So hard work is also a medium to remain productive throughout your career. When you know you are hard work to achieve something, is um, there is always a sense of hope of positive results and hence you tend to be productive. So next is commit carefully. If you have committed something to your boss regarding work, you need to be careful with respect to the time frame you ask for. If you can complete the task within stimulated time, you can feel the self motivation inside you. Celebrate small achievements. So if you have achieved something which was a part of your overall goal, don't forget to celebrate it. This will let you yourself recognize that you are on the right track and on the way to achieve your goal. Next is have a backup plan. In several instances, there might be a time when you need to reassess and replan the things you achieve. So having a backup plan is a factor of being self-motivated since you know that you have something in case something goes out of place. For the next slide, it can be hard to improve your productivity. These easy steps can help you be more productive without a Herculean effort. So if you're looking to become more productive, consider implementing some of the productivity strategies. So first is streamline your space. Before you do anything else, take a few moments at the start of each day to organize and declutter your workspace. So a clutter-free environment helps you think more clearly, and produce better results. By cleaning up and organizing your space, you can greatly increase your productivity and limit the time you spend, searching for them. Next is add pops of color or leaf plants. So colors can have a major effect on your mood and productivity throughout the day. So blue can impart a calming feeling and can help you focus, while red may be a great for work that requires accuracy and attention to detail. Um, Plants can also help these people focus. A study by the American Society for Horticultural Science found that workers who were exposed to plants in their workspace reported feeling less stress and more productive. Next is decorate your workspace. So in addition to adding some color and plants to your workspace, decorating your desk or cubicle with a few personal, knickknacks can help you feel more relaxed, which can also boost your productivity. Suggestions like adding meaningful career memorabilia such as diplomas, awards, and other decorative items that help you feel appreciated and will motivate you. Next is get your dreaded tasks out of the way. So everyone has at least one task on the to-do list that keeps getting pushed back, because of the through of doing it seems awful. That task is the one you should complete first instead of waiting until the last minute to finish it. Get it off your plate as soon as possible. Your other tasks will seem less daunting by comparison, and you'll stop stressing about that one task all day, so making you more productive overall. Next is prioritize and delegate your other tasks. So your focus should go to the more important task first. So think about everything that you do and just how pivotal or trivial each thing is. So if you can, set aside the low priority items and come up with a plan to delegate or outsource them so you can spend more time on the things that add more value to your position and the company. Next is turn off your email notifications. So instead of reading everyday email as it lands in your inbox, try turning it off your notifications and check messages only at set intervals. Why? Constant email alerts popping up on your phone or desktop can actually break your focus. Next, identify your most productive work time. People vary in terms of when they are most productive. For example, are you a morning person or a night owl? It's important to identify which hours of the day you feel most alert and attentive, and then dedicate those hours to your most important task. This is especially useful tactic if you work remotely and can determine your work schedule. Okay, next is take short breaks. So whether it's taking walk, going to your favorite coffee shop, reading a magazine, or visiting with a colleague, taking short breaks that are unrelated to your work can make a huge difference in your performance. Your productivity diminishes the longer you go without a break. So this is why it's recommended that people don't work more than 8 to 10 hours per day. At a certain point, your body, mind, of course, simply cannot produce anymore. Next is move around. So exercise isn't just good for your body, it can have a positive impact on your work performance too. Physical exercise has been shown to affect mental health and focus. So a great way to feel sharper and more productive, try going for a run in the morning or starting your day with a workout. It doesn't hurt to sneak in some exercise on your breaks either. Okay? Next is listen to music. So wearing headphones doesn't always mean you're antisocial. When working, listening to your favorite tunes can help you get into the zone and knock out your to-do list. Be careful, however, while music can help people enter flow states, it can also serve as a distraction. Next is switch locations. So, luckily, hybrid and remote work arrangements have become a common benefit for many employees. So, if your employer allows it, take some time during the week to work in a different environment. So, a change of scenery can be a big help, in boosting productivity. Head to the library or local park or find a place that is quiet and full of natural light. Next, write down your daily goals. It's not always easy to keep track of everything you need to do. So start each morning by writing down your goals for the day. When your focus is broken or you find yourself procrastinating, you can use the list to keep you on track. Writing your list down on post it or something that's visible to your desk, then returning it when you need a reminder of what you should be working on. Next is stop trying to multitask. Doing more than one thing at a time may seem like the best way to get all of your tasks done, but it can hurt your productivity more than it helps. Multitasking simply doesn't work, and when you do it, you end up wasting time. Next is follow the 2-minute rule. So if you see a task or action that can be completed in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. The principle is that completing the task right away take less time than finishing it later. So if it take longer than that, schedule it and get it into your productivity system so you can tackle it when you're ready. Make a simple to-do list. Making to-do list is essential, to staying productive. Different methods work for different people. Some people use smartphone apps, other prefer keeping a handwritten journal. Regardless of how you create and track your to-do list, make sure it's concise, realistic, and flexible. List only those tasks that can be done that day, and don't overwhelm yourself with a long list that can compound feelings of anxiety and fatigue. Take back control of your schedule. So staying productive, clear-headed and calm is really about feeling in control. Whether you're delegating tasks to others or setting time limits for interruption, you are taking back room in your schedule to tackle the things you've deemed important. Avoid Avoiding burnout and fatigue is essential to boost your productivity and memory retention. You can do this by simply influencing the direction of your day rather than being resigned to letting the direction of your day controls your action. Next is get off social media. So social media is a part of all of our daily lives already. However, you must have the discipline to not spend large parts of your day seeing what your friends thought of the latest movie or what they had for dinner last night. So many companies ban employees from accessing social media when they are at work, as it's a drain on productivity. If you are allowed to use social media at work, use it as a break for a few minutes, because it becomes a regular habit. It can easily take over your day and impact the work you need to get done. Next is, of course, eat healthy. What you put in your body matters. If you load up on junk food, you can end up with that 4 p.m. slump. To avoid feeling sluggish, prioritize healthy eating and nutritious snacks. No one works well on an empty stomach. But that means that afternoon snacking is an opportunity to give yourself a good, clean, and energy boost. Eat lunch with your coworkers or colleagues. So although you want to skip lunch to eat a salad at your desk while you work, research shows a boost in employee productivity and morale when employees actually eat together. So eating with your coworkers can help you build social relationships, bond with your team, and grow your network. Additionally, it forces you to take a much needed break to relax and unplug from work. Next is practice patience and meditation. Multitasking, usually social media, and engaging in other distractions can prevent you from accomplishing what you need uh, in a reasonable amount of time. So stay focused and engage at your current task to get things done more effectively. One way to make this easier is to meditate each day. This provides you with time and space to focus on one task, like breathing, and this energy can be carried throughout the rest of the day. So it is no secret that in this digital age, it's extremely difficult to avoid distraction and stay on task. So besides, we are all now obsessed with productivity. No matter how motivated we are, we all get a little unmotivated at times. We can all get down to such a low that it's difficult to imagine making positive changes. If you're feeling that way right now, I want you to know that life isn't hopeless. All it takes is one small step at a time, and eventually positive change can happen. You can be motivated to work out, lose weight, study, do schoolwork, clean your room, or anything you want to accomplish in life. So here's some lists of ways you can break out of your slump and be motivated again. So one is focus on big goal every day. So it can quickly get overwhelming when you take on a long list of tasks in your day. You run out of energy and completely lose motivation. So it's important to recognize when you're trying to get too much done. So be inspired by something. All of us can find something to be inspired by in life. So think of that one big goal you're trying to accomplish. You can find stories of people who've successfully accomplished that goal you're trying to achieve. Next is feel excited about your goal. When we think about getting what we want in life, we often stress about all the work it's going to take. But I'd suggest it's better to get excited about the journey you're embarking on so you're on your way to bigger and better things. Next is focus on what you need to avoid. Society or consumer psychology conducted research that found people can often lose interest in reaching a goal in the late stage of achieving it, like the New Year resolutions. We all feel pumped up in the beginning to really go hard on the goal we want to achieve, but then after a few days or weeks, the motivation fades and people give up on the goal. One strategy that might help you stay motivated is focusing on what you need to avoid. As an example, if you're trying to lose weight as you get far in your goal, focus on the types of foods you need to consistently avoid. If you're trying to save money, focus on avoiding going out or eat out or spending on an expensive item. Write out your goal and look at it daily. So perhaps this could be called insight in mind. If you frequently see the goal you want to achieve, you're more likely to achieve it. When you have your goal written down and see it every day on your wall or your computer, you're being reminded of it. So you're having to review whether you've done it or not. It may seem really simplistic, but just keeping the idea of doing something in your mind will make you more likely to do it. Don't commit your goal publicly. While announcing your goal you've committed to achieve on social media may seem like it hold you accountable, it actually might not. So try not telling anybody what you want to accomplish. Instead, let your actions speak louder than your words so you won't decrease your motivation. Next is have a support system. A study was mentioned that concluded 95% of people who start a weight loss program with friends were more likely to complete it. So if you have someone close to you working to accomplish the same thing, it can help keep you more motivated to do it. So this isn't the same as telling the whole world the goal you're working on. So you still shouldn't do that. This is you and someone else who share the same goal working together to keep each other motivated. Next is understand that motivation isn't a constant. As I mentioned earlier, nobody can be motivated all the time. It's just a part of life that some moments you're going to have higher motivation than the others. Next is remember positive memories. When you feel tempted to slack on what you're trying to accomplish, think of a positive memory you remember from the last time you put it in the work. Next is speak positive words to yourself. Put yourself in a positive mental attitude through telling yourself how smart you are or how hard working you are. Get in the habit of being encouraged to yourself, to help you fill up to the task of whatever you're trying to accomplish. So motivation is something we all have to work on from time to time. It's not something that just going to happen on its own. You have to do your part to adjust your thinking, your attitude, and your actions in order to cultivate it. All of these ways can be helpful to being as motivated as you possibly can every day. Okay, we've reached the end of the slide. I hope everyone gained some insights or perhaps motivation based from what I've discussed. So thank you for listening. Please check out our profile on Jobs 180. So that's going to be www.jobs180.com/Inspiro. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for that, Miss Joy. So now we will be opening the floor for questions. Some of the students were able to send in their questions na, ma'am, no? So ito, ma'am, yung first question ko muna. Ano po ang dapat paghandaan, especially pag sumabak ka na sa trabaho? Transitioning from student to employee. Kasi ako, when I started, I had to prepare. Hindi ako prepared. Hindi ako prepared physically, hindi ako prepared mentally, hindi ako prepared emotionally. So ano po yung tips nyo para sa mga students natin na it would be
Hello?
better if they know it now? Parang ganyan. Mom, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Joyce?
Nawala po ata kayo, Miss Shari.
Pero narinig niyo na po ako ngayon.
Apo, ngayon clear na.
Okay, ayan. Ma'am, ulitin ko yung question ko.
Sige pa.
Ano po yung sa tingin niyo dapat paghandaan ng mga students, especially pag sumabak na po sila sa trabaho? Because when it was in my case, I was not prepared. Mentally, hindi ako prepared sa kung gaano kadami yung dapat kong gawin. Hindi ako prepared physically. Nagulat ako na ang tagal pala ng work, 9 to 5. So, babiyahe ka pa, so napagod ako. And lastly, emotionally, hindi ako nakapag-prepare sa mga bagay na mangyayari pala in the office or in the corporate setup. So, kayo ma'am, ano po yung tips niyo para sa ating mga fresh grads?
Okay. For that question po, of course, for the starter, it's actually much better kung hahanap talaga kayo ng work na alam nyo mag-enjoy kayo or much more connected siya sa qualities mo or sa talent mo, for example. So for someone who is an aspiring applicant for the BPO industry, of course, we have like different qualifications. For example, if you're applying in this kind of industry, main qualification is of course you need to speak in English. So marami po kasi nag-a-apply sa BPO na though it's okay to try kasi mas maganda rin naman mag-try ka para malaman mo rin kung ano yung mga things na need mong i-improve. So I think it's really much okay if you really put some of your goals na rin. Like for example, yung to-do list. Kung meron kang specific company na talagang ito yung bet mong company na applyan, then try to research as well kung okay ba si company, baka mamaya may mga bad feedback siya. Kasi every company naman has a different toxicity rin eh. So, minsan sa ibang company, ibang employee sasabihin nila hindi okay yung company na niyan. Pero sa ibang employee naman sasabihin, okay tong company na to, nagstay nga ako dito eh. So on and so forth. So mas maganda try to do research na lang din before applying to a job. And of course, check your talent and qualifications kung aakma ba talaga siya dun sa a-applyan mong trabaho. Para at least hindi na malaki adjustments na gagawin
Na
mo.
hindi ka ma-culture shock, no?
Yes po.
Ayan. So, a question here from Zelensky Lou Silot. Makakatulong po ba ang paggawa ng daily schedule or routines to help ourselves at least move or be productive?
For me, it's a yes. Actually, up until now, naglalagay pa ako ng to-do list ko kasi I have a baby. So, every time, I need to wake up as early as the morning, to freshen up. Even though I'm working from home, of course, since may baby na ako, I need to prepare things, for the milk, the diapers, and kung ano yung gagamitin ni baby for the day. And other than that, of course, I need to set yung to-do list talaga mas maganda para at the same time, for example, nakalimutan ko yung gagawin ko. At least, pag nakita ko siya, ay, may kailangan pa pala akong gawin. It's okay kung nakalimutan mo siya kung hindi siya umakma dun sa specific allotted time na kailangan mo siyang gawin as long as magagawa mo siya within the day if that's really important.
Ayan.
So, for me, it's a yes po. Para mas
Saka,
maging productive.
dagdag ko lang din, may parang may comforting feeling din yung nagko-cross out ka sa ginagawa mo. Oh,
Yes.
done. So,
Mm-mm.
kung pwede ko lang isulat, drink water, eat breakfast every day para lang may maka-cross out akong ganyan. Kasi para sa akin, nakaka-comfort siya.
Nakaka-fulfilling po
So,
siya. Mm-mm.
next question from Mel Jane Ayap. What can you say about people who see others as mababaw or ang babaw naman ng kasiyahan niya when they celebrate small achievements in their life and they post it online?
Well, for me, mas maganda kasi na parang wag niyong, I mean, paano ba to?
Wag
Ako kasi,
mag-compare.
Oo, parang gano'n. Ako kasi mababaw din talaga kaligayahan ko, pero dumating na kasi ako sa time na hindi ko na siya shine-share online. So, parang sine-celebrate ko na lang siya on my own. Pero kung ikaw yung tao na, gusto mo talaga siyang i-share online, that's fine. Dun mo rin kasi makikita yung mga tao sa paligid mo if okay ba sila or parang if nasusuportahan ka ba nila or hindi. And then, kung hindi naman parang sasabihin nila, "Ang babaw mo naman, kailangan mo pang i-post yung ganyan-ganyan." Hayaan mo sila. It's either kasi naiinggit sila or hindi kasi nila nagagawa yung bagay na gano'n. So, for me, let them be, 'di ba? At least ikaw sa sarili mo meron kang nagawa, meron kang na-achieve na goal, 'di ba?
Ayan.
Or
Saka
achievement.
meron din tayong thin line between masaya talaga at saka kayabangan na, 'no?
Yes,
Pero
nang-iinggit.
mapapansin niyo naman 'yan. So that's kaya important din na in your own alam na sabi na ni ma'am yung mga stop comparing yourself sa social media ganyan. So nabanggit niya 'yan sa Tokyo. Eto ma'am. From Colleen Isunza. What are your thoughts about silent quitting? Which is better, hustle culture or silent quitting?
To be honest, I'm not familiar with the hustle culture, pero yung silent quitting, actually ano kasi siya, iba-iba siya sa tao, eh. Meron kasing ibang tao na sinasarili niya lang yung ibang bagay na, "Ay magku-quit na ako ng gan'to," parang ganyan-ganyan. Iba naman kasi shine-share na, dapat ko bang i-quit 'to?" Parang nanghihingi pa ng opinion sa others before sila mag-quit talaga. Um, Sorry Miss Shari, paki-ano lang, ano ba meaning ng hustle culture?
Sige, ma'am.
Not familiar
Hustle,
with it.
hustle culture, ma'am, yung ano, yung parang um, ginaglamorize, yung parang ginaglamorize natin yung mga toxic qualities. So, for example, pagod na ako, pero kailangan ko pa mag-work. Work ako ng work, di na ako nakakatulog. Yung mga ganon. So, parang nilalagay siya sa isang pedestal na, uy, hindi ka na nakakatulog, ang galing-galing mo naman, sobrang busy mo. Ganyan. So, hustle culture. Pag sinabi
Hmm,
namang silent quitting, parang um, yung merong dalawang parang definition or dalawang klase. Yung isa, yung parang hindi na sila mag-hand ng resignation. Parang on their own lang. Parang, okay, resigned na ako. Tapos, parang the next day, they will stop showing up. They'll stop doing what they were doing, their work, as in they quit. On the other hand, meron naman silently nag-quit, pero hindi sila nag-resign. Lang parang tinatanggap lang nila na hanggang dito na lang ako, ganyan. So, I work my wage, hindi na ako mag-e-effort kasi bayad mo lang ako from 9 to 5. So, beyond that, hindi na ako mag-e-effort. So, parang ganon. So, siguro ma'am, ang tanong ni Colleen, ano po yung take nyo sa silent quitting tsaka dito sa hustle culture na kung sa silent quitting tinatanggap mo na ay ayoko na niyan 9 to 5 lang ako bayad, I will work my wage. Sa side hustle culture, I will work, I will do hard work hanggang mapagod ako, hanggang maubos ako, ganyan. Yun po, ma'am.
okey. Thank you po Miss Shari. So, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, depende kasi siya sa tao. Kung yun yung meaning niya, for me, ako kasi, I will differentiate myself as hustle culture. The more kasi na nagwo-work ako, there's more na marami akong natututunan. Mas marami akong na-acquired na skills, even though hindi na siya nababayaran ni company, that's fine. As long as I can gain something, skills or things na matututunan ko. For silent quitting naman, as I can say, meron talagang tao na ganyan na, yung sinasabi nila na, "Eto lang yung binabayad sa akin ng company, ito lang yung tatrabahuhin ko kasi hindi naman nila ako babayaran, eh." Unless kung bayad yung OT, pero kung hindi, it's okay din naman yun. Di natin alam probably kaya the reason why, yun lang yung tinatrabaho niya, it's because meron siyang prior, commitment, other than that. So, again, it's differ to everybody naman. So, iba-iba siya.
Yan.
For me, a hustle culture na lang.
So kay Miss Jhoyce, kung papipiliin talaga tayo, although itong mga concepts na to ay nag-arise talaga because nagkaroon ng malaking shift sa ating workforce. Kasi us younger people, we found out that there are things that are acceptable to the older generation na hindi na acceptable sa atin ngayon. So, kaya nag-a-arise ng mga concepts na to. So, kung
Okay.
papipiliin si Miss Joyce, ang sabi niya, pipiliin ko na lang siguro yung hustle culture. Ayan. So, may mga dangers naman both sides. Pero sabi ni Miss Joyce, hustle culture pa rin pipiliin niya. Miss Joyce, tanong ko, millennial ka ba, ma'am? Anong year ka pinanganak? Kung pwede.
1997 po
Ayan,
ako.
ma'am. Kasi
Oo.
pag mga millennial, ano yan, parang they would rather like work hard. Pero on the Gen Z version, they would prefer yung silent quitting. Kasi nga, they
Okey.
realize, some things don't work for me anymore. Maybe it worked for you, but it will not work for me. Ayan. So, next question. Here we have Gabriel Gagabine. Hello po, mas applicable po ba sa working students or students in general na magte-take ng exams ang Pomodoro or time box method? Familiar po ba kayo dito, ma'am?
No po, sorry.
Ano ba yung Pomodoro? So, Pomodoro is parang nagsa-sandwich ka ng rest time between your
Hmm,
between your work time. So, nabanggit niyo to a while ago, ma'am, di ba? So,
mm.
work, tapos rest, work, tapos rest, work, tapos rest, ganyan. So, sometimes they allot like 20 minutes. 20 minutes of crunch time and then you rest for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Yung time box naman po, yung parang on one day, mag-ano ka, mag, mag, i-determine mo ano yung pinaka best hour to work. So, kunyari, ano yung best hour to work mo in a 9 to 5, in a 9 to 5 work shift? So, for example, to me, the best time to work is at from 10 to 3. Or some people would just say 9 to 12. So, sa 9 to 12 na time box mo, dun mo ilalagay yung mga harder to put in na tasks. Para after nung 9 to 12, hindi ka na masyadong productive, hindi ka na masyadong efficient, pwede mo na ilagay yung mga naiwan mo or natira sa to-do list mo. So, tama ba ako, Gabriel? Is that what time box, tama ba si time box sa pagkakaintindi ko? Ayan. So, applicable po ba ito? Ang tanong niya, ma'am. Would you recommend this method?
Okay. So, if that's the case, kasi kami sa company namin sa Inspiro, before, nag-a-accept kasi kami ng part-time or your working student. And then a lots of my friends din kasi is working student. So na tinatanong ko sila paano nila nama-manage yung time nila kung gano'n, 'di ba? So usually may pasok sila hanggang gabi tapos gabi meron pa silang schedule sa work. Parang ilang hours na lang yung pahinga mo ta's parang wala ka pang other social life if ever. Ano yung okay. So for me, it depends. Um, kung ikaw yung tipo ng tao na talagang, focus ka sa time management mo or ikaw yung tipo ng tao na gusto mo natatapos siya agad, if you're a working student or a student na nagte-take ng exam, mas maganda talaga for me, kung tama yung pagkakaintindi ko, yung sa time box na lang. So yun, hindi ko na
Ayan.
siya
Ayan. So, sabi ni Miss according to Miss Joyce, piliin nyo kung ano yung mag-work sa inyo. So, magkakaiba tayo ng learning style, magkakaiba tayo ng objectives, for example. So, piliin nyo kung ano yung mag-work best sa inyo. Kasi hindi ko kayo pwedeng pangaralan, hindi ko kayo pwede, ito maganda to, maganda to. Tapos hindi naman pala mag-work sa inyo. May mga taong kung kailan deadline, dun lang gagalaw. Hindi dahil yun yung kailangan, hindi dahil yun talaga wala na silang time, pero dahil yun talaga yung nag-work sa kanila. So, wala tayong magagawa dun if that's how you work. If that's how it works, then you let it roll. That's how you roll. So, wag natin siyang baguhin unless you wanted to improve or do better next time. Ayan. Ma'am, sorry, we ran out of time. Our next speaker is already on the line. So, Miss Joyce, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
Miss
for
Shari. Thank you,
accommodating
guys.
all of our questions. Salamat po, salamat po. And to the rest of the questions, try natin address later. Ayan. So, thank you, Miss Joyce. Have a great day. Ayan. Okay. So, next up here to discuss the importance of savings, we have Miss Paula Marie Gallian, Sourcing Manager of Transcom. So, Miss Paula is a graduate of BA Psychology major in clinical at St. Paul University, Quezon City. Formerly, she took up nursing in UERM, but a different path was given to her. Currently, she is the sourcing manager for Transcom Worldwide Philippines Incorporated and has been in the industry for 8 years. She started her career as a salesperson and turned out to be in the recruitment industry in 2013. Miss Paula? Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Sherry, for having me here again. Can you hear me, guys?
Ayan. Yes, ma'am.
Ayan.
Ma'am, your deck is ready. You're loud and clear. So
Yes.
if ever I get to notice some glitches, pasok na lang po ako to advise you. So, Miss
Sure, no
Paula,
problem.
the floor is yours. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so everyone, again, good afternoon, and I'm very happy to have and discuss um, of course, this topic wherein you will be we will be discussing on how to save because it's very important right now in terms of you guys since you're already graduating and we need to make sure that we are able to ready yourself no in with the reality. So I guess sorry, I think my screen was out. Anyway,
Miss
all right,
Pau,
so
we lost your deck. We
there you
don't
go.
see the presentation. Ayan,
How
ma'am.
about
I'll put
now?
it up. Ayan, okay na, ma'am.
All
Thank
right,
you.
okay. Ayan. So, here's are some tips and of course a guide for you to be able to achieve a financial freedom. So, mainly the topic will be circulating with how you guys will be able to get ready in terms of being financial independent. It's because I think mostly in the Philippines we are not really into it. I mean, like very few are very few are aware of how to be freely independent when it comes to financial. So before anything else, I wanted to share with you the definition because it varies to every individual. I mean, like for some cases, like for those who are breadwinners in the family, being financial independent would be, of course, you have enough savings, you have enough money to be able to provide for your family, and you won't worry about how and where to get money involving your daily activities and finances. So some other cases, like for example, for those who have like savings as early as now, even if you're still like for example your parents as saving for you already, some of you might be thinking financially freedom for them would be more of um continuing or growing what you currently have so that you won't worry about the future for not having anything since it was started by your parents or whatnot. So again, financial freedom really depends on each individual. So let me share with you the definition that I browsed via internet, and it says here that having enough savings, financial investments, and cash on hands is one of the definition wherein the keyword here is for you to be able to afford the kind of life that you wanted for yourself or for your family. Many of us would think that parang being financially independent would mean is that you won't worry about your future providing for your future kids, set for example, because you guys are starting your career, starting your goals. It differs from each individual, but this is one way to be able to get ready on what path you will be taking. As mentioned, other meaning would be it's growing your savings so that it will enable you to enjoy your retirement. So it's not just about on a yearly basis kasi you'll be graduating, and then of course you will be earning from which organization you will be joining, right? So you wanted to make sure that as long as bata ka pa, as long as young ka pa, you would be able to save for the future so that by then that you will be planning to retire at 60s, at the age of 60 or earlier if you want to, you'd be able to enjoy and you will not be dependent with your kids, or set for example your future kids as well. And financial freedom would also mean about working the money for us rather than rather than the other way around. Sino ba naman ang hindi magugustuhan yung point na tayo ang nagpapakahirap to earn that money, but rather we wanted the other way around, that the money is the one working for us, and we'll just sit here and then enjoy our daily activities. So now we were able to identify financial freedom. As early as now, young individuals, I wanted to challenge you. Like, after graduation, what do you think you want to do in life? Like, how would you spend your money? How would you enjoy your first salary? When you do that, what do you think of? So, as early as now, na parang, oh, pagka nakuha ko na yung first sahod ko, ano nga ba yung gusto kong unang bilhin? So here are some example of what we think of, right? When we get our first salary, or set for example your savings as well. So some of you might think, okay, I want to go shopping. This is the first time kailangan ko mag-invest for my clothes. I need to invest for, something that related to working, might be, working from home. So pwede kang mag-invest for gadgets or tools na pwede mong gamitin. Or some of you would say, would wanted to, you know, go on a trip with your friends, enjoy the beauty of the Philippines. Or some of you would say, since first sahod ko to, I wanted to um, go on a feast with my family, and go on to a good restaurant wherein I can celebrate with them my first salary. Or others will go more on enhancing more of themselves, such as getting into an online course again, and enhancing more about their knowledge, pero very few lang siguro. Pero yeah, it can be. And some of you might also think that, some of you, like the breadwinners here, speaking for myself, no, I was also once back then a breadwinner when I graduated in college. And syempre, andyan na yung bills. Like, it's not mandatory, no, for other families, but for some breadwinners, it's somehow our goal, while we're driven to really hard, work hard and strive, is because we wanted to partake with our family's bills. At, for example, kuryente, or set, for example, the water bills, or the food allowance at home. So those things. And of course, I also included here, sana, no, we will be also think of the salary. So this is how somewhat we allocated our budget, right? And this is ideally for us, like for example, for me when I was in college, yan yung talagang fino-foresee ko, or parang yan yung mga gusto kong gawin. So with that being said, I wanted to give or partake with you already the essence of savings as early as your first sahod, because not everyone, as mentioned, would think of having a savings or getting a pinch from the first salary as your savings, right? So that's one. So now we move on. The reason why I also included this is because we have to understand that there is also an inflation. What is the essence of savings? So here is just a study, an observation period from 1960 to 2021, that the average inflation now per year is 8.5%. Which means, so bibigyan na natin tayo ng mas madaling in figure, no, kung paano ba natin maintindihan yung inflation. So way back in 1990, ang chicken, when we buy it, it's just this big. Ang laki, parang turkey, ganyan. So that's how big a chicken is back in 1990 when you purchased that before. After 10 years, you will be seeing that your chicken, the one that you paid chicken from before, is ganito na siya kapayat. So parang nakalimutan na siyang bigyan ng mga vitamina, ng mga vitamins ng ating mga poultry. So yan siya. Another 10 years passed away, and if you will be seeing, mas lumiit na siya. Yung isang buong chicken is no longer a whole chicken now, but the worth of it is just, hita na lang siya ng chicken. Another 10 years would pass, 2020. So for example, the chicken that you buy before is now already a stick of, isang paa na lang po siya, or 3 pirasong paa siya. And after 10 years, baka yung paa na yon will now be just an isaw, or isaw now. So this is how I wanted you to understand that the reason why we wanted to save is because we're fighting inflation. And this is the reality. So reality check lang tayo, everyone, na life before, when we were in college, is quite easy because It's we have mom, we have our parents to help us with the finances and whatnot. But when you started working, it's a different scenario na. No one will be of help with you except for yourself because sabi nga ng mga matatanda before, pagka-graduate mo, ikaw nang bahala, gawin mo kung ano gusto mong gawin. It also it also resonates now that if you don't place your hard-earned money in a good instrument, then um, it will, make you become poor of 85% every 10 years because of the 8.5% per year inflation. So some of you might understand it, especially for those who are in business courses, they understand inflation. But for the others, I think this is very essential to know. It's because that's the essence of you doing savings, right? So now moving on with the next slide, we wanted to let you know that there are different types of behavior in terms of savings. Okay, so the first type of an individual when it comes to savings will be you'll have your income, they will less your expenses, might be your corriente or not, the ones that we discussed earlier, and then the excess of it will be just your savings. Or there will be another behavior, like say for example, ayan na sila dahil nga nag-invest ng damit. So, they would, hingi muna sila ng pera kay mommy, ganyan-ganyan, kayo po muna, or corp card, or kaya card ni parents, nag-swipe muna sila and then pay na lang for the first paycheck. So, they do is expense, they less their income, equals kulang pa. Kasi, medyo malaki na investment na damit back then. Or, meron namang individual sa atin, or this is another behavior wherein you'll have your income, you less your savings, and your savings will be your panggasto for expenses. So, kumbaga, as early as getting your income, you're already saving. And then, from then on, you would just manage what are the expenses that you need to spend. So, at least you were able to set aside a portion of your income as your savings. So, ngayon, I wanted you to understand what type of behavior you would be in the future, or even currently now, for those who are working students here, what are you here? Behavior 1, behavior 2, or behavior 3? But for me, as your mentor for today, I would actually highlight that you will have the behavior 3. Why? It's because it's a typical right now. It's being more of realistic at saka practical. Kasi the other one, I mean, like for behavior 1, it's good, right? You have your income, you less your expenses. But how about if you don't have those savings anymore? So it end up, sige, bawi na lang ulit next sahod. Bawi na lang siya. Until such time na hindi mo na siya na-manage ng maayos, nakalimutan mo nang mag-save. But of course, the behavior 2 is not good as well. It's because inuna mo muna expenses before your income, so it end up, you have your debts or magkakaroon ka ng mga utang, which you will not be able to achieve the financial freedom. But for behavior 3, as early as now, my dear young individuals, having an income and lessing your savings at first hand will be of help talaga when you reach your golden years. Kapag dumating na yung time na mahina ka na, hindi ka na malakas, mahirap na wala kang mapaghuhugutan by then. At mahirap umasa. That's for another story to tell. So now, I wanted to share with you, there are different ways for you to achieve financial freedom. So, of course, one will be planning. So, kailangan planado dapat. I mean, like, I know some of you will just go with the flow lang tayo. But when it comes to finances, I would recommend that you have your plans. Mainly because it will help you somehow, grow whatever you want to grow and achieve anything that you want to achieve after, a couple of years. And then after such planning, you also have to look for an income, of course. So you'll find, jobs wherein you can get income and, such as such, or you can also have passive income in the future. So let's talk about that later. Also, it's also necessary to have a financial education. Nowadays, ang dami ng ways on how you would be able to, gain knowledge, right? So, I wanted to take this opportunity to really make sure that you venture into different avenue to be educated on how to be financially literate. Second is have your own deposits. Make sure that you have that one as early as now. And also, you can also go and look for advisor to help you out, because not all of us would know and be of knowledge about finances, right? Maybe those are in business or those in finance would understand it, but at least for the other courses or for the other in the other industry, it's quite difficult for us to understand paano nga ba, saan ba mag-invest, paano ba yan. So we need an advisor to help us out. Also, to be financially independent, you also have to have your own assets, such as real estate, for example, or passive investment. So once you're able to have this, of course, you will gain your wealth. So this will help you to be able to achieve financial freedom. So on the next leg, I will be teaching you on how to be able to um, do the step-by-step process. Okay, so here is the 5 step to financial freedom. So let's start first with the bottom part. So you're already here on the bottom part of the pyramid. So for you to be able to reach the peak, you have to have a goal setting. So for the goal setting, you should always use SMART goals. So siguro naman very familiar na dapat kayo sa SMART goals. That should be specific, that should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be realistic and time bound. So give an example of a SMART goal will be like, for example, in the next 5 years, what will be your future plan? What is your financial plans? So like for me, for siguro ako back then when I was in college, I would actually dream of to have my own car. So that's my goal. So just let's just set an example of having that kind of goal setting. So my goal in the five next year in the goal my goal in the next 5 years will have about um a certain amount that would be able to give me a good car as an investment, mainly because it could be helpful for me with my work or something like that. And of course, you should have a positive mindset. Positive mindset would also includes about kailangan ko to siyang gawin, whatever it means, laging positive ka lang. Kasi hindi pa pwede na naka-goal setting ka lang, ganyan. Tapos, hindi naman pala buo yung loob mo. So, you always have that positive setting kasi guys, I'm telling you, as early as now, there will be a lot of struggles along the way. Might be your first job would not be easy that you will be able to achieve it. Ilang rejection yan siya. And then along the way, there's a lot of things that you would experience that would, stop you from doing such thing, right? But having a positive mindset would help you to achieve your goal. Of course, you have to have a cash flow, meaning you have to find the right job for you that gives you a good value of money, as mentioned here, and of course, something that's enjoyable. Enjoyable meaning you're enjoying what you're doing. It's because you were able to motivate you more to save and to reach your goals after 5 years or whatnot. And then once you have this on your first step, then go to the next plan. So go to the estate plans. Find if you can already invest partly for this one, that's good enough. If you are looking into personal insurances and emergency fund, that would be helpful. So for the emergency fund, ideally, as mentioned by the advisors, you should have at least 3 months on your bank account as your emergency fund. So for example, you're earning 20,000 on a monthly basis. Your emergency fund should be 60,000 pesos. So that's the first goal na pwede niyong gawin, na parang, okay, at the end of this year, kailangan meron na akong 60,000 pesos. On how you achieve it, you take some of from your income as your savings, yun yung una mo expense, that will serve you as your emergency fund right away. Kasi hindi mo siya makuha agad-agad. You also get your personal insurances, and I myself, experiencing this one, just, a backstory back then when I was your age, na-offeran na ako before, but I didn't take it because sabi ko baka dagdag lang siya sa expenses ko, so wag na lang. Pero later did I know when I, once again, being asked by an advisor to get my own personal insurance, I just realized na, oo nga, kailangan ko siya. So when I got then, nung una, it was offered to me like about 1 million, pero parang ang babayaran ko lang monthly will be 1,000 pesos. So, yun na lang yung edad ko, no? And then, the year na, after 5 years na inofferan ulit ako, it's already 1,500 monthly, pero 700,000 na lang yung total sa insurance plan ko. So, from there pa lang, nakita niyo na parang as early as bata, as long as bata ka pa, mas madami ka pa sanang, mas malaki pa sana yung insurance mo, tas mas mababa pa yung premium. So that's what they keep on telling, kasi the younger you are, the smaller your premium would be. Kasi syempre, medyo malayo pa tayo sa finish line by then. Okay? So that's the second steps for you to be financial freedom. So kumbaga, you have your cash already, your cash flow is already existing, and then you are able to have your own personal insurances. So something happened to me, I won't worry about my kids because something that I could give them. I have my emergent fund with me. I have an investment with the estate plan. A good thing about estate plan is that nag-appreciate siya comparing to the cars and other thing na nagde-depreciate yung price niya. All right, and then third will be pay off bad debt. So, set for example, like pandemic, we experience a lot of uncertainties, right? So, on my case, like for example, hindi planado na magkaroon kami ng 3 kids, no? So, I'm a mom already of 3 kids. So, hindi siya planado. So, nagkaroon kami ng utang with the credit card because we pay for the hospital because we're ready for a normal delivery but not with the cesarean delivery. So merong kaming inutang for this our first experience for the credit card. So your goal now is to make sure that ma-wipe off na lahat ng mga utang. So that's the third step to make sure na ma-achieve mo yung susunod. So once you're already debt-free, you're able to achieve that using your insurances and then some funds that you're able to get already. It's now a good time for you to invest for passive income. So there are many ways to do passive income. Maybe you can venture into stock market, or you allocate your money to time deposits, or those investment or mutual funds that gain set for example profits, ganyan. So and after reaching the fourth step, then what you need to do now is to handle your wealth very well. So on this matter, what you need to do is to make sure that you are able to monitor everything, and then to make sure that everything is covered already with your insurances, your emergency fund, and you're able to manage your wealth as well. So kung makapag-invest ka pa to other things, that's good enough. That's good thing as well. So we're about to end with a few tips lang that I wanted to share. So this is just an example of what I am doing personally, right? So one is to create your expense tracker. So make a projection. Like set for example, sorry, medyo recently lang. So August 13 payout, set for example. Here are the bills that you currently have: your electric bill, water bills, transport allowance, and then your food allowance. And I also included here the savings. The reason why I included the savings already is it's an expense already that you would have and would have a return in the future. So if you are goaling at, diba, like for example kanina na, you should have about 60,000 by the end of the year. So set for example, you're saving 6,000 on a monthly basis for you to be able to have like 70-ish by the end of the year. So by then, you're able to reach your goal, and at the same time, nabawas mo na siya from your total expense. Your set for example, your income is 10,000 per cut off, and then your total expenses here for August 13 payout would be 9,000 pesos. Alam mo na lang kung ano yung excess na pwede mong gamitin to the other expenses. So at least you are able to keep it track, whether you use an application. There's a lot of application, guys, there. You can check that out. Or you can also make use of Google Sheets or Google Excel. Google Sheets that I'm using right now, and then it's very helpful because it's come handy everywhere you go. You would be able to, check that out. So I'm using this. So it's effective on my end. And then another one will be, of course, another tip will be review your financial goals. So it's very important, everyone, to make sure that you are able to review every year. Like for example, may kita mo naman yan nagtatali ba yung savings mo here at the end of the year? So for example, na-reach mo ba yung 70,000 by the end of the year? and then the ones that are already there in your bank account. So if you are able to hit it, that's a good job. Ibig sabihin, you're doing it well. Although I know there's some scenarios that you are behind your target, what you can do is to um, do it on the next year, or yung kulang mo, pwede mo siyang i-add up ulit as another savings. Kasi guys, just wanted to share na hindi naman stagnant yung income mo. Of course, you would look for other ways, right? So for example, may day job ka na yung nakaka-help sa'yo. And then, you can also look for someone, like for example, side jobs that you can use. Like for example, yung mga consultancy that's very new right now. So, pwede ka rin kumuha ng mga consultancy as an added income from you. Or, of course, there will be a yearly increase for some of the organizations that you will be part with and the incentive that you will be getting. So yun siya. So, kapag under ka doon sa target mo, then do something else for you to be able, or, pwede mo siyang i-add up on the following year for you to be able to achieve it again. And then, kapag naman over ka sa target, that's good enough kasi you can, use the other excess for your other financial goals. And we also have here to educate yourself on financial education. So there's a lot of things online that you can look. You can, check out TESDA's website where they offer financial literacy. There are also some webinars provided by some of the locals there. There are also forums that you can join. You can also enrich yourself by buying books from the experts in terms of financial, like Boss Sanchez or the other Chinkitan, yan, yung mga expert yan sa mga finances. Or you can also pay a visit with your partner banks to, ask for a free consultation when it comes to investment and where to invest it. And of course, not last but not the least, you can also seek an advisor to help you in achieving your future goals, and to share with you as well kung ano ba yung pwedeng yung avenues, because there's a lot. There's mutual funds, there's stock market, there's insurances, and then there's time deposits and a lot more. So ayan, so pretty much it. And of course, I just wanted, of course, to share as well, like the one who would really help you out in terms of um, gaining your goal, financial goal, will of course be exploring the organization that you will be part with. So there are some offices, just like Transcom, who provides mutual fund savings, provident savings, as we call it. We also give retirement funds as well that would help you in terms of saving for your future. So I guess that's pretty much it for me. Of course, we wanted you to. I hope you learned something from here, and yeah, thank you so much for hearing me out.
Thank you so much, Miss Paula. Ayan, so to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. Ayan, Ma'am, I'll go first. Ma'am, okay lang ba itanong kung ano yung una niyong trabaho and how much were you getting from that job?
Oh,
Like,
that's a nice
kung
question.
pinakaunang trabaho, ma'am, doesn't matter kung private employment siya or anything.
Yeah, typically talaga hindi siya related sa course ko na psychology, no. My first job was a solutions consultant for one of I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Capilancho. So parang taga-benta ng mga copiers yan. So that's my first job. Oh my God, pero nagsabi ko na yung name. But anyway, my earnings there is really minimum, but the good thing about it is we have commission. Pero yun nga, if you will be, mas mababa siya dun sa share ko kanina, no, or pay cut-off, na hindi siya 10,000 per cut-off, mas mababa pa siya. So, it's too low, I mean, from before back then. So, ang savings ko na parang ilan lang. So, wala pa lang akong savings back then talaga when I started. I just, as mentioned nga, ngayon lang ako nakapag-start. Parang, a few years back ko lang talaga na-realize about saving as early as possible, because it will really help you in terms of your finances and the daily activities or the daily needs din.
Ayan. Thank you, ma'am. Ako, ma'am, yung first sahod ko ever, 5-6. 5-6 per cut off. Ayan. First
Tayo.
First
Pares tayo,
ever
pares tayo.
graduate yun ma'am, 'di ba? A couple of years ago. So, ano lang, just so you know guys, hindi naman I'm sure they have improved the
Oh,
company.
yes. That's sure,
But
oo.
at that time, that's what we're getting and we had to make it work.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, wala talagang ano, walang pang milk tea. Kung magkaka-milk tea
Opo,
kapag may commission
hindi.
na, ganyan.
Ma'am, here from Alex Ledesma. How do we say that we are enjoying our job? Because we all know many Filipinos are working hard always as long as they have a job, even if they're receiving small salaries lang po. Paano niyo
Okay.
po masasabi na na-enjoy niyo na yung trabaho niyo?
Um, Eto na nga yan siya. So, based on my experience, yung sa first job ko kasi talaga, uh, it's quite different from what I foresee when I was studying na parang hindi yun siya yung first na dream job ko. So when I was there as a solutions consultant, it's quite hard kasi kailangan kong magpunta sa places to to endorse and convince this big companies to buy something from us. So that's something that I enjoyed first because I was challenged. Because alam mo yun na parang kailangan mong patunayan yung sarili mo kasi freshie ka eh. Na parang hindi ka mapapasindak ng ganito lang, ganyan stuff. Na parang kailangan mong patunayan na meron kang magagawa for the society, right? So, it's really something that I really push hard even though it's not my forte. And siguro nung time na yon, the reason why I left is because of I felt deep inside me that's something that I'm not gonna be doing for the rest of my life. Like if there will be an opportunity that kicks in again, then I will grab that opportunity. So hindi ako namili muna. So hindi muna ako masyado nagpaka-meticulosa or nagpaka-maselan sa trabaho. But I just continued. Tama yun siya na parang as long as we're working hard, we have the job, kahit maliit yung salary, ipupush natin yan siya eh. So that's true. So I continue doing what I need to do. I make sure na, alam mo yun, na makakakota ako or mapupush ko pa din yung sarili ko. Kasi nga, we're trying to build out ourselves for the first job, right? And when we were able to have that, and nalaman mo na sa sarili mo na, oh, kaya ko pala. Na parang, oh, ito na, this is it. Na parang, I can, look for another opportunity that I would really enjoy. So, when the time comes that I already experienced, parang, this is it, this is my time to explore, I explore other opportunities and got the first job that I really like. So, when I grabbed this opportunity, petics na lang. I mean, like, hindi sobrang petics, right? I mean, easy na lang siya. Easy in a way na, ako nga, nag-travel ako dyan, nagpunta ako kung saan-saan, sa init ng araw, ganyan-ganyan. Ito, ganto-ganto lang, kaya ko to, ganyan. So, that's when a time na even if, the job is, getting extreme or difficult and difficult, but I continue doing it's because I love what I'm doing. So that's a time you will have that feeling na kahit nakakapagod, kahit paulit-ulit, kahit alam mo yun na hindi mo na maintindihan na may mga bagay na hindi ka naintindihan, but you find a way to understand at para ma-achieve mo ulit na matutunan mo siya. So, yun po. Sana na-answer ko siya.
Eto ma'am, sunod po, galing kay Gabriel Gagabine. Ma'am, ask ko lang po your thoughts about budget strategies. What are your thoughts sa mga people na pinagkasabay yung methods na no budget method, 50-30-20 method, and envelope system method po? Ayan. Mga
Um,
ata budgeting
Correct. Oo. Naku, mahirap talagang pagsabay-sabayin yung mga different methods. What I can suggest here is you follow which is, suited for you. Kasi there are some people just like me, no? Using a tracker in Excel would help me a lot in terms of budgeting. Kasi alam ko na parang fino-foresee ko na projection yung sa akin eh. Na ito talaga ito yung bills, ito yung reality, ito na kailangan kong bayaran, ito yung mga amount. Tapos ito yung current na sahod ko na yan. Tapos ilales ko siya, tapos makikita ko na kung magkano lang matitira sa akin. So, from there, may kita mo na ito working for me. Others naman would work for the envelope system method na, ito, nakaganyan. Parang ganun din siya, pero in another way. Tapos the other naman would, it differs for individual eh. Like, for breadwinners, iba talaga yung method na kailangan nila. While for those who have like, yung sarili lang talaga iniisip nila, they can go on for the 50-30-20 method. So, it's really more of what your lifestyle is, what is your financial goal would be, and then from there, you would be able to identify which method will, be effective for you. So it's up to you. You will discern. You will get there as long as, again, make yourself literate. Find a way to look for the budgeting that works for you, and then, of course, the first thing that you need to do is identify your future goal. Ano po ba yung gusto mong ma-achieve in the coming years? Or ano ba talaga yung gusto mong tahakin? Ganyan.
From Patricia Gascon, ano po ang dapat unahin? Assets or liabilities?
My God, na medyo nakaka tayo dyan, relate talaga yan. So, alam nyo, mahirap talagang magkaroon ng assets agad-agad, lalo na for starters, right? And then we have our own liabilities as well. Pero again, it's more of you on how you would be able to um, prioritize yourself. Like for example, for my case as a mom, no, of course, kailangan ko munang unahin yung liabilities namin, no? Like for example, yung kagaya nga dati, nagkaroon kami ng utang set for example, yung nanganak ako and whatnot, na hindi kami nakapag-ready for a cesarean, ganyan. So, once you were able to have your na-cross out mo na lahat yung liabilities mo, it will be easy for you to gain assets from there, di ba? So, sabi nga nila is, tawag ito, maghigpit muna ng sinturon. Kasi meron ka namang income na papasok pagka naghanap ka ng trabaho. So, once you're able to get those income with you, you will be able to sustain. I mean, like, yung liabilities mo, maka-cross out mo din yan. Set a specific target na kailangan, within this year, dapat sarado ko na yung liabilities na yan. Para come next year, lahat na lang ng papasok sa'yo will be more of assets na. You can gain, yung pera na binabayad mo from your debts before, you can invest that to, sabihin nating bahay, for example. So from then on, you will be able to gain your assets. But again, as mentioned, make sure that even if you have a liabilities, you have to make sure that you're saving something from your current na income to make sure that you are able to sustain for emergency fund or unnecessary things na hindi natin, ina-expect na mangyayari. So, it's, again, as for me, it's for me to really, clear off your debts first, and then you gain liabilities after such time and create a time frame kung hanggang kailan mo siya i-achieve.
Ma'am, for clarification purposes, ang assets po ay yung mga bagay na mag-generate ng income. Tapos liabilities po yung, ano ba yung liabilities? Yung mga kailangan bayaran. Tama po ba? Or, kunyari ma'am, car, ano ba siya? Liability ba siya or asset? Bahay, liability ba siya or asset?
Assets, yes. Yung mga, mga tawag dito, gamit na may value. That's what I thought, So, yun yung naisip ko of assets. So, say for example, car, bahay, gadget, kasi asset pa rin naman siya, ganyan. Liabilities are, ito yung mga kailangan bayaran. Like yung mga, for example, such as utang or yung credit cards, bills, ganyan siya. So, sana tama, no? Sana tayo understanding ko. But, yeah, I think that's the definition of assets and liabilities that I understand. Sorry, sana tama sa mga finance teams sa financial courses doon.
Correct naman nila tayo, ma'am, pag mali tayo. Ito, ma'am.
Correct.
Christian Del Rosario. Since we have digital wallets nowadays and accessible na rin si crypto and stock market, okay lang po ba mag-invest dun sa mga nabanggit ko given the current market situation today?
Again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang crypto kasi ang stock market, though I'm not an expert here, guys, sabi ko say psych graduate tayo, pero with what I've studied with crypto and stock market, meron kasi yung risk, di ba? May risk siya. And yeah, that's true. There's digital wallets at the moment. It's okay to invest to this one if you are a risk taker talaga and if you have like ample savings already. Kasi it's a matter, like nowadays kasi hindi natin masyadong mag-gain yung, I mean like hindi ko pa alam kung gaano ka-stable. Like, hindi naman talaga siya stable, no? I mean, it varies from time to time. Pwedeng bumaba, pwedeng tumaas. So, if you are a risk taker, then you can. I mean, like, go and take that risk. Kasi, malay mo, maswerte ka, tumaas siya, or sometime, malaki yung makuha mo from the stock market, then, you can start from there. But if you are set for example, just like me, no, na meron talagang may mga dependents na kailangan sustain on a daily basis at hindi naman ganun kalakihan talaga ang mga savings yet at the moment, then you can still venture into that one, pero be as conservative as you can. Kasi we don't want you naman to risk your money to a higher, I mean, pwede nga siya, potential siya na magkaroon ng higher risk. But what if hindi ganun kalakas or hindi ganun kaganda yung balik sa'yo. So, just be careful in investing in stock market and crypto. And again, mind you, there are fund managers who will be of help in terms of, investing into this kind of avenues. So they are the best person to talk with if you are like, if you have they will know if you have your resources would be in good enough for you to be able to invest in such investment platforms.
Ayan, thank you for that, ma'am. So, clarification po, ayan, nag-comment na po sila.
Ayan.
Asset po ang car kapag mag-generate siya ng income. Pero
Income.
kapag wala po siyang income, like pang ano lang, liability siya. So, kung gagamitin mo sa business or source of income, Grab, for example, ano po, asset po siya. Pero kapag
Ayan.
ang travel, hatid sundo, ganyan, liability siya. Okay, maraming salamat.
Alam niyo na guys, dinefine niyo na. So alam niyo na kung ano yung dapat na nating pagpa-prioritize sa dyan. Kung asset na nag-yield, then let's go for it. But for the liability, like again, we can park it once you were able to achieve the financial freedom. Thanks for correcting me.
Ayan. Yan. Ito ma'am, last na to mama. From Gabriel Dalumpines. When does a job become unenjoyable for you? Or unhealthy na po yung working environment? And is getting higher pay worth more the stress and the work?
It's a good question, no? So, well, again, I'll based on it my experience. Pili ko talaga tanda ko na sa experience ko yan. Ayan, I actually experienced not really, hindi naman ganun ka-enjoyable, no? But I would say more of unhealthy. That's right. Na you will be able to identify when does a job becomes sorry. So nagiging unhealthy siya or nagiging enjoyable siya if in any case na parang you are drugged to work already. Like you would have an experience na ang sasabi ko nga sa inyo, ang trabaho is andyan. May stress talaga sa lahat ng trabaho. Lahat ng trabaho may pressure. But you will be experiencing like for example, pagkagising mo na lang na parang ito na naman, papasok na naman ako. Yun yung point, yun yung turning point, or would you feel na hindi ka na masaya or hindi na siya healthy? I mean, like, that's correct. You are being high pay because nga there's a lot of work to do. Pero meron kasi naman na nag-i-enjoy sila kahit there's stress and pressure in work. So, the time comes na may experience mo na hindi na siya masaya was when you are being dragged to work already. And you would feel it sometime. I mean, like, don't look at it objectively because of the people around you, because of the workload, because of, sabihin nating politika sa loob ng organization. Kasi hindi siya mawawala. It will always be there. But when the time comes that one day you wake up and you don't want to work anymore, or you are parang, papasok na naman ako, that's when the time that you would say na hindi na siya healthy for you and you need to find another opportunity. Or set for example, for quite some time, you've been there for the same position, wala nang growth, wala nang other learnings na nakukuha, yun na lang din experience mo. Siguro that I would say something that's not unhealthy for you. Kasi in every opportunity, para lang yan nag-aaral tayo, no? Nagpo-progress tayo sa grade 1, grade 2, high school, now to college. Ganun din siya sa organization. If you don't feel like there's no growth from you anymore, that you're not learning anymore, even if it's not about, taking up the ladder for positions or whatnot, I think it's time for you to find other opportunities that would help you continue your growth and would be able to help you give you the right pay as well. So, kailangan part pa din siya as much as possible.
Last na lang po talaga, promise.
Sige lang.
David Bautista, does having a lot of money means that you are experiencing financial freedom? Ito po ba yung ibig sabihin ng financial freedom? Pag madami ka ng pera.
Depende kasi yan eh. Like how would you define your financial freedom eh? Kasi kung sabihin natin na marami kang pera pero yung pera mo stagnant lang, andun lang siya. Hindi siya financial freedom kasi yung pera mo na yan, yung dami na yan, mauubos din yan siya. So, isang iglap, may makita ka lang, oh, maganda to, oh, kailangan ko to, oh, kailangan to ng pamilya ko, oh, kailangan natin magbayad ng meral ko, o kaya ng kung ano man. Mawawala at mauubos siya. Again, financial freedom is something that you grow your savings, you grow your money. It's not something that you just put in the bank and then let it be there. You have to look for different investment portfolio to help you to grow your money passively as much as possible so that by the time that you reach your retirement, you would be able to tell yourself, hey, eto na talaga. I'm financially independent. Kasi anytime, I can go anywhere I want. My money is still working even though I'm not working anymore. Ayun siya.
So, thank you for that, ma'am. So, apologies for the questions na hindi namin nasagot. Ang dami po kasi. Ayan. So, as much as we want to answer all of it, we have no more time. Ayan. So, pero Miss Paula naman was accommodating enough to answer all of the questions that we took. So, thank you, Miss Paula. Again,
Thank you
ma'am,
din, Shari.
thank you for taking the time. Like, for all of the questions that we have. Thank you po. Maraming salamat po. Ayan.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day po. Ayan.
Bye.
On behalf of jobs180.com and also on behalf of the RTU Cooperative Education's Office, we thank all of the speakers who presented today, and we apologize to all of the questions that we didn't get to answer. Pero I promise I chose the mga hindi na repetitive na questions para kahit papaano ma-answer lahat. Ayan. So, we'd like to release the evaluation and the attendance form now. So, we will put this in the comment section. Ayan. So, please make sure to evaluate within the day. So, this form is under the control of the RTU COE office. Ayan. So, if the forms don't work, kindly screenshot as proof of your attendance with the date and the time today. So please watch for the next set of webinar that we are hosting for RTU. So that's next week. If I'm not mistaken, that's this week, September 1. That's tomorrow. That's the last installment for the RTU session. So tomorrow we will be discussing career building for engineering majors, career opportunities for engineering majors, and shifting to the digital field. So make sure you finish the evaluation, and we'd also like to invite you because we are slowly building our Facebook community. So this is for the job seekers. So our support group for all of the fresh graduates, applicants, or may work experience na. If you have questions, you can join the group. It's facebook.com/groups/jobs180 job seeker. So wala pa pong laman. We're trying to build it pa. Okay. So, thank you everyone. Sana may natutunan kayo. And see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe, guys.
Give the best of what we have, talent, skills, and strength. Offer every honor back to God and country, to God and country. RTU, beloved RTU, will be forever true to the golden blue. Forever true to the golden blue. shall meet here years from now, full of pride and joy. Break this code and nurture us and shape our future, and shape our future.